What's going on, guys? Ikaros here, finally bringing you my Q&A video. So if you didn't know, I just finished my first semester exams and I had to revise for them. Also, the new intro I made for myself and all the GFX did took me a bit of time to make, so yeah. That's also why I haven't been making any videos. Oh, and by the way, thanks for over 100 subs, guys. I appreciate each and every one of you, and I fucking love all of you. So, without further ado, let's get answering. The first batch of questions come from Saltos Gaming, and he asks, how old are you? What's your favorite game mechanic of Battlefield 4? Did you find a Malaysian plane? What is your favorite game? What music genres, songs, bands do you like the most? Do you like Saltos questions? And finally, on a scale of 1 to 10, how hard do you think Ashley Sky is? Okay, first off, I'm 15. My favorite game mechanic of Battlefield 4 would have to be the flying mechanic. It feels a lot smoother compared to the one in Battlefield 3, and overall it's just really good in my opinion. And no, sadly I didn't find a Malaysian plane. What's my favorite game, huh? This one got me thinking for quite a while, but I couldn't come to a conclusion, so yeah, I'm just gonna list a few. Out of Armor 3, the Gundam games, Battlefield Bad Company 2, Battlefield 3, and so on and so forth. You get the idea. Now then, my favorite music genre will have to be the anime songs. They are just amazing. And my favorite songs at the moment are Rising Hope by Lisa, Escape by Konami Suzuki, Trust in You by Sweet Arms, and Black Bullet by Flipside. The band I like the most would have to be Ultima, I think. Next, I hate Saltos questions because he keeps spamming me, and I would probably rate Ashley Sky a 6 out of 10. Our second batch of questions come from Nick and Iper, and they asked pretty similar questions, so I'm just gonna answer them all at once. I feel that Battlefield 4 is a great game because of its customization system. I mean, you can have so many attachments on a weapon, and you can even change the camo of your vehicles, so I mean, how awesome is that? I don't think any other Battlefield titles or any other games have this feature, so yeah, that's pretty much why I have a love-hate relationship with Battlefield 4. Next up, we have Who's Mr. Chicken, and he asks, what's your favorite anime? Now this question got me thinking for quite a long time as well, and I would have to say my favorite anime would have to be Sora no Otoshimono. It was the first anime that I ever got addicted to, and it was where I got my name from. I feel that this anime had a really good storyline, some really amazing characters, and it has something in common with another anime that I love called Nokame, and that is they can be really funny at times, but when the time comes they can be really emotional and really tense. So yeah, I hope that answers your question. Our third batch of questions come from Rabbit Warrior and Veloxy, and they asked, on a scale of 1 to Dolce, how much swag do you have? And how did you find the Battlefield community on YouTube at first? Now, first off, I'm gonna tell you something. No one has more swag than Dolce. No one. So if Dolce was the highest amount of swag one can have, then I guess I would have a Spanjay amount of swag. And now for a second question. When I first signed up for Twitter 2 years ago, Danny on PC suddenly followed me and we started chatting to each other, and in the middle of our conversations I met a few interesting people and I found out that they actually do YouTube videos. So I decided to watch their videos and leave comments on almost all of their videos. So yeah, that's how. Next we have the iBurger, and he asks, do you think the Battlefield franchise is dying, referring to sales, etc., and why doesn't Danny have any swag? Now if you're referring to sales, I don't think the Battlefield franchise is dying, simply because according to VGCharts.com, Battlefield 4 sold over 9.5 million copies, and it has only been launched for 8 months or so, whilst Battlefield 3 does have over 16.6 million copies sold. You have to take into account that it has been released for over 2 years now. So yeah, I don't think the Battlefield franchise will die anytime soon unless DICE keeps releasing them in a broken state like what they did with Battlefield 4. Oh, and why doesn't Daddy have any swag? Seriously? I have no idea. Our next batch of questions come from One Shot M, Roop, Danny on PC, Mr. No Name, and Pulse, and they ask, what's the meaning of life? How big is your dick? How is it to be a Danny? How much scrub are you? And have you watched Lost? If not, then fuck you. First up, I searched up the meaning of life on Google and the only meaning they gave me was 42, so yeah, I guess that answers your question then. Next up, how big is my dick? I would have to say a good 50 inches. And how is it to be a Danny? It feels really good actually. Getting to know the Dannies in the YouTube, Twitter and Battlefield community has been pretty amazing so far. And now I can finally say I'm proud to be a Danny. Well then, how much of a scrub am I? I'm not a scrub, you are, Mr. No Name. And finally, I don't watch Lost. I don't even know what show it is. Next up we have Jason, also known as Twizzle, and he asks, what would you do if your channel blows up to 500k subs? Well, to be quite honest, I don't think I'll ever get 500k subs. I don't think I'll even get 10k subs, but if I do get that many subs, I would love to stay who I am. I love interacting with people, whether it's on YouTube or Twitter. Sometimes I even overdo it. But this is where I don't understand. Big YouTubers like Levelcat, for example. He doesn't interact with his subs. I mean, how can you do that? I can't even stop interacting with people for 5 hours or so. So yeah, I don't get it why. But I would like to help smaller channels to grow, promote them and play games with them. So yeah, I hope that answers the question. Our third batch of questions come from Zero Annoyance and CRA-HD, and they ask, on a scale of 1 to Blorp, how many lerps is COD compared to Battlefield 4? Who, besides me, is your favorite small YouTube channel that has less than 1,000 subs? What mouse are you using? And who, in your opinion, is the swag overload of the feline toilet utopia? First off, I don't know what blorps and lerps are, so I can't compare these two games with them, but one thing I will say is, Battlefield 4 is better than any COD game out there, period. And my favorite small YouTube channel that has less than 1,000 subs is a tie between Span J the Lion and One Shot Amp. They both make excellent videos and I really cannot decide which of them are better. Okay, the mouse I'm using is a Razer Imperator, and I have no idea what you're talking about, CRA-HD, so the swag overload of the feline toilet utopia is you, I guess. Our fourth batch of questions come from Phil and Ben, and they ask, what's your favorite type of pornography, and are you really a girl? And will you carry my babies? My favorite type of pornography will have to be hentai, and I don't know whether I'm a male or female, I really don't know. Could anyone tell me please? And no, I will not carry your babies, Ben, you're a faggot. Our last batch of questions come from Kieran Poole, and he asked, what's your favorite thing to eat? What's your favorite FPS? And do you even lift pro for real though? My favorite thing to eat, huh? I always thought it was burgers, but I always end up liking rice more, so yeah, my favorite thing to eat would be rice. My favorite FPS. I know a lot of people will hate me for saying this, but it's Battlefield 4. Even though I don't play it much anymore, I always enjoy playing the game. And I'm really looking forward to the Dragon's Teeth DLC coming soon. And no, I don't live actually. Our next question comes from Martin, and he asks, Steve Jobs, SpongeBob and Miley Cyrus. Kill one, marry one and fuck one. Oh dear, this guy always amuses me. Well, I would marry Steve Jobs, fuck SpongeBob and kill Miley Cyrus. Why? Cause if I marry Steve Jobs, I'll get an unlimited supply of Apple products. And who doesn't want to fuck a sponge? I mean seriously, they're so soft and spongy. And I'd kill Miley Cyrus cause she's a wannabe whore and I fucking hate her for that. And finally, our last question comes from Buzz, and he asks, why the name Ikaros? And where is it from? Well, to start things off, the name Ikaros comes from an anime called Sora no Otoshimono, and Ikaros is a character in it. She's an android, which pretty much means she's a humanoid, and she was my favorite character at the time. And even now, she's by far my favorite character in any anime. So I thought it would be cool to use the name Ikaros for YouTube, Twitter and all that stuff. So yeah, I hope that answers your question. Well, that about wraps it up for this episode of Ika'S Inbox. If you have any more questions, tweet them to me on Twitter or leave a comment down below the comment section. This episode was pretty long, and in the future I'll be choosing the questions I want to answer and not just answer all of them, cause people will just spam questions to me. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, be sure to press the like button as it does help me out a lot, and subscribe to my channel if you like my content. Anyways, my name is Ikaros and I'll see you in the next video. Cheers!